All right, we are live, is what the red button in my corner of the screen that you guys can't see tells me. So, welcome everybody. This is Ham Nuggets Monday night. This is what we do on Monday nights. We play with radios and try and make things work that probably should work, but none of us knows how. And we are not, I repeat, not going to read the manual. We go in cold, lukewarm sometimes, and try and figure it out. So if you're new here, there is a link in the description right underneath of our handsome faces. Well, Jim's anyway. And you can grab that link and follow along up until the point where I connect to Jim's radio, because Jim said he's not sharing with anybody but me. It's a special bro experience we had after Huntsville.
I actually made a specific user ID for you that I'm going to burn right after the show.
Burn! And he had to open a firewall port, and we know how good Jim is at doing those things, so it'll work on the first try on his side. I am running a Raspberry Pi, and what I'm going to do on my Raspberry Pi is follow the instructions myself, and I'm going to do this, simply download the script thing at the bottom of the page where it's got that block of code, and we'll see how it works. So let me get after it.
No, Don, Jim did not give him access to the Flex. No, son, I got some standards. I mean, they're low, but I have some standards.
I think you could do this with the Flex, but the WFView software is like built in to run on ICOM radios to start with. Yeah. It supports a bunch of others, but like does a lot more on ICOM radios, and we have an ICOM radio to play with, so let's do it. Let's stop the screen. Let's present the other screen.
Well, we've talked about remoting to your radio before on car, I know, and there are, I see a lot of questions. We probably need to do another video on it one time. There's a lot of ways to remote to your radio, a lot of ways. And VNC, I use Remote PC. The Flex software is made to go remote. SDR control, which is basically the Flex software for ICOM. I mean, there's 100 ways to slice and dice this little particular problem.
There's about 100 ways to slice this problem. Yeah, and then Cal does something where he uses Chrome Remote Desktop over Discord or something like that.
Yep. You can use Chrome Remote Desktop. You can use Windows Remote Desktop Protocol. You got to be careful with it because it can screw the audio if you're trying to do WSJTX. My original methodology with my 7300 was Ham Radio Deluxe on a PC connected via USB to the radio, and the power supply connected to a Amazon-based smart device that I could just turn on from my office, and then remote in, fire up Ham Radio Deluxe, which would make the radio come on, and then it worked just fine. And yes, this will even work on Windows 7, Ape.
Right, I have downloaded the script.
What's up, Hayden?
Hayden's staying up early before work.
Well, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning there.
Yeah. So I did the wget of the download script. I'm changing the mod to 755, changing the mode, which is read, write, execute, read, execute, read, execute. So myself has read, write, and execute permissions is the 7. The 5 is read and execute, which is myself and the group. No, sorry. The 5 is the group. And then the second 5 is read and execute, which is the world. Everybody can read and execute this file. And then I'm going to run it with /full build. It didn't like it.
Oops.
Because it came as a problem.
Is that a win? Oh my God.
It's HTML. All right, let's go back because wget didn't like that because they put something in between the link for some reason. So let's do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to have to copy this.
Right, Steven? We just download random scripts and do them. That's how this
works. That's what Raspberry Pis were made for. Okay, so I need to load it in a browser.
Christopher said GitHub is weird like that. I did the exact same thing you did the other day. Oh, when I was resetting up my Node Red.
I'm waiting.
Okay. This is just
So while we're waiting,
because nothing was going on.
Okay. Jim's in the spirit. So how's everybody in the chat doing? I've been doing this screen dancing nonsense. Hadn't had a chance to check the chat.
It's rolling on, even though we
Page
didn't get it
unresponsive
posted until late.
Yeah, Randy. I'm gonna have to smack that boy around a bit.
Hayden is digging your new background with the ducks and the stream of blue pea.
Finally, my brother Hayden, you get it.
He didn't say blue pea. I said that, but he is digging your ducks, man.
Bloopy, like Bloopy, Bloopy.
No.
Ah, yeah, it was a GitLab thing. So I need to do download.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you are going to be at Hamvention, because we will.
Oh.
Come on. That's the
Okay,
first
so
key on the number row, people. There you go. Don -1. Don, why aren't you going?
He's got every radio under the sun.
Right? Why would he go? Some are, some are not. Thump has
Okay,
a tilde, so I guess he's undecided. I don't know.
He pushed the key that you told him to push, which was the first key on the number row, because he's like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do change mod plus X this time because I want to be different. And then I need to rename the file because downloads are fun when there's already an existing file. You couldn't just ask me if I wanted to rename it.
Ken, if y'all live
Or
vicariously
overwrite it.
through me, y'all need to get out more.
There we go. All right, the script is running.
Oh, excellent.
The sudo command is used to run some commands as root. The sudo command will ask for your username and password. Is that your wife? Do you have to go?
No.
Oh, okay.
My wife is in the other room.
I heard the Farnsworth.
No one held hay.
Hey, what's her pet name for you? Does it start with a D and end with an S?
Yeah.
Start with a D and end with a T?
Starts with an A. Starts with an S and ends with a D.
Okay. I can feel the love all the way through the stream, Jim. I can feel it. Do you wish to install dependencies first? Yes, I do. So we're installing dependencies. So this is a Pi 4 with a fresh install of Raspberry Pi OS. All I did was the upgrade thing.
That's CVS nagging me to come get my prescription.
The only emails I get from CVS are the spam ones telling me I've won something.
I get endless texts as they resubscribe me to auto refill on my.
Holy moly! New great-grandson this afternoon, Tatum Lane, a little over 7 pounds and 20 inches. Congratulations, Bill.
That deserves.
I didn't realize you were that old.
That's a dance.
We're going to dance for that.
With gusto. Great grandson. Holy crap.
I know, right?
My daughter's 12, so statistically I may get a grandkid. I'm pretty sure I'm out of the great-grandson business, great-grandkid business.
I don't know. With the advances in modern medicine, Jim, you'll live to be 1,012.
Shut your mouth. I'm still irritated she gets to wear bras now.
I'm at your age.
Anyone. Oh,
It's his third great-grandchild. Holy moly, Bill.
that's excellent, Bill. I mean, not that you had a lot to do specifically with the great-grandkids, but congratulations.
If it weren't for him, the great-grandsire, there would be no great-grandchildren.
That sounds pretty awesome, great-grandsire.
If you, take the sire reference to like horse husbandry out of the off the table. Yeah.
You know, you just made that really awkward right there.
I currently live on a farm.
Right.
I have done a lot of animal husbandry.
God.
Press enter to download the source code. Okay, we've made some progress. And we have done a stream on WFU before, and we've had the writer of WFU on a Coffee and Ham Radio stream, I believe it was. Oh, I'm missing the libudev.h.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
And I don't need the... I need to figure out where that comes from. So we do, let's see, sudo apt install apt-file.
Christopher said that's a package that got renamed.
Okay.
That's the only clue he left.
Thank you, Christopher.
Yeah, failed to find some of the dependencies. The chat is with you, man. Ken is just cursing out libudev.h. Don
We will
is
make
telling
this
you what to
happen.
Type.
Is it anything good?
Yeah, app search libudev.
Oh, okay. So he's doing.
I
I'm
didn't know
doing
about the
muscle
search
memory.
thing. Yeah, I always do like apt install lib star and then kind of see what it comes up with. I didn't know about
That'll
the
take
search.
hours. So I use this tool called apt-file, and I'm actually searching for which package has the specific libudev.h file in it.
Mike, the plan is that Steve is going to install WFU on his Pi up there in the frozen tundra of the Northland. And he is going to remote into my 7610 sitting over yonder and drive it from here. From there to here.
Ah, you said Mike, and I'm like, where's Mike? Where's Mike? Where's Mike's comment? Oh,
Lawnmower.
Mike.
Lawnmower.
Mike.
That Mike.
Yeah. Took me too long to translate. Sorry.
Mike with
All
a
right.
cool dog picture.
Very cool dog picture. Searching through file names, and it is in libudev.dev, which probably would have been really obvious.
Apt file. I've got to add that to my bag. I didn't know about that one. Now, see, I use Webmin, and there's a search function built into the Webmin interface.
Webmin. Oh my God. I haven't heard Webmin since 2002.
Son, I love Webmin. It's a hell easier than trying to remember everything.
GeoCities called.
Really? What do you? I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
Webmin, yeah. It's just that it's the same vintage. Angelfire, GeoCities, AOL. You've got mail. Webmin.
Webmin for Linux.
Yeah, and then it got supplanted, not replaced, different company, by a program called cPanel. There's been a whole bunch of tools in that space.
This is a different thing, I think. I think this may have the same name as something you're thinking of, but this is not.
It's a web-based control panel to start and stop services and install packages and manage like Apache's config file and stuff like that.
It's
Add
like
users.
Managing the entire computer. Yes, you can mod, bind, Samba. It does all the stuff. Partitioning, whatever.
Let's enter to download the source code. Let's try this again. Press enter to start building. Oh, we're making more progress. This is kind of what a job as a modern Linux admin is. Run a command, get an error. Fix the error, run the command, get a new error. Fix the error, run the command, get the next error. What'd you do today? I installed one piece of software. Really? Took you 8 hours? Yes, it did. Because that one piece of software installed 300 pieces of software. Andy Cowley.
Thank you, my friend.
Super sticker.
He needs some milk.
So Christopher said that I was probably looking for libq custom plot -dev, which was installed, and it was looking for libq custom plot dash dot 2.1 or something like that after that. So who knows? But this compiling right now is the compiling of WFU itself.
And somebody in the chat, I don't remember who, I'd have to scroll back, was smarting off about all the CVEs for webmin. And that may or may not be true, but as it's all firewalled off and I'm the only one that can get to it, good enough for government work.
Have at it. Let's see.
Well, that seems to be going pretty well.
Progress was made. Don't jinx it, Jim. Really?
Jim, turn up your mic.
What the heck was that? Somebody have a car accident in front of your house?
No, that was the fire truck going by. I get that a lot.
Laying on the horn.
Yeah. Well, the rescue truck, not the fire truck, but same diff.
Yeah, I think this is the same one.
I don't know. It's been around for a long time. I've been using it for a long time. It's a great product.
And it's only on version 2.
Well, I think it started on version 0.001 alpha or something. Who knows?
They don't show you any screenshots of webmin, just the terminal.
Well, because we are buddies, and I can do this. Let me fire it up here.
Re-import documentation back to the website pretty soon. Okay, thank you. Don is absolutely correct. The real hacking is done by phishing. Why would I try to hack into your system and break into securities with buffer overflows or underruns when I could just ask you for your password and you'd give it to me? It really is crazy.
There's webmin.
Yeah. I wasn't saying anything bad about it. I was just saying it's old. It's been around forever.
Yeah. And you can manage all your startup processes, cron jobs, authentication, logs.
Steven, welcome home.
Yada, 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 yada.
Still compiling. Do I need a new hobby, Ken? Yes, I need a new hobby. But the cool thing about ham radio is it's a hobby of 1,000 hobbies, so I just pick one other thing. Today's hobby was installing a radio in my car.
I saw that. You got your rod all customed out. When are you leaving? You leaving Wednesday?
Wednesday morning, early.
Yeah, same here.
So I've got the ICOM IC7100 on a RAM mount, which is attached to the passenger side seat floor bolt. And then I've got the 7100 main body buried underneath the passenger seat. I've got my solar generator in the back seat that can be recharged by the car's alternator or by a solar panel, which is currently sitting on the roof of the car charging the battery up because testing.
Right.
I've got a Pi 4 with a Shari
solar panel on top.
No.
Okay.
I could, but no. I've got a Shari Pi hat on top of the Pi 4, which gets me onto All-Star, and then I'll have my cell phone hotspot turned on so I can tunnel through the internet. And on it goes. So I'll be able to do D-Star, All-Star, DPRS, which I don't know how to do, so that ought to be interesting. And And then I brought enough gear. If I ever stop, I can do 40 meters through 70 centimeters. But while mobile, I can do 2 and 70.
Very cool. My plan is way less complicated than that. I'll have the FTM 400 and the open spot, and I'll be monitoring toads, digital, and I may or may not bring along an HT. I don't know what HT I'm bringing. I am bringing one, but I just don't know which one yet.
I misconfigured my BTEC 6x2 to get it to do some APRS stuff. And after the proof of concept, I changed too many settings and I need to like re-image it from scratch. That's going to be fun.
I'm thinking about turning on APRS on the drive.
Yes.
Or not.
Okay, that went really quickly, the install part. I just said yes. Poof, done. So
Okay.
there is a new application on the menu somewhere.
And what is this? I see you put up a through glass antenna. That's right.
I did. Yeah. I got no problem with it.
An HF antenna or 2 meter?
2 meter.
2 meter.
The HF, I'm going to run the 17-foot MFJ whip, but I'm not going to do that while driving. I do have a 20-meter hamstick, but I don't have a good mobile mount for it. I have a lip mount that'll clamp onto the car, but I don't have a real sturdy lip on the car to install it to. The only place I really have that isn't interfering with other body panels is the trailing edge of the hood. And even then, it's angled. So as I'm moving, the whip is rocking in an uncomfortable position.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we were speculating if you all saw the Jason stream last night. There was some speculation about Kenwood. They're asking in the chat. We feel that the D75 is going to be released at Dayton. That's
Yeah, I dropped a link in the Discord.
Yes.
Okay, so we are up and running. So now I need to configure this to connect to your radio somehow.
Yep.
So radio connection is network. Are you still seeing the screen? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Use CIV address as model. I'm sure there's more text after that I can't read.
Let me. I'm actually connected to WFU. So let me disconnect because I don't think it'll let both of us do this at the same time. All right, that's off.
Okay.
FEP Labs.
Host name.
feplabs.ddns.net.
And then control port is right. And then username and password. Oh, password's clear text. Good thing you got this firewall off, Jim.
Right. Roger Beep, exclamation point, capital R, capital B. Because some of
Excellent.
the comment.
Oh, and now it's hidden.
We'll complain about my passwords if I don't give you a good one.
Yeah, good temporary password. Throw a firewalled port into a ridiculously obscure system.
Right.
Okay, so it says
Let's
cancel
double
connection.
check. Let's double check the ports for that too.
I'm at 50,001.
I know that's what that's saying, but I think there's actually 3 ports you need.
Well, it hasn't asked me for any more ports.
Okay.
Radio settings, modulation. It hasn't even asked me what kind of radio it is.
And we have the wrong ports.
You do or I do?
I think I do. I'm off by 1. 1, 2, 3.
Jim.
So we're on 0, 1, 2.
Okay, yep. So Jim's frantically editing firewall rules, and then we have to figure out what the 7610's CIV address is.
Nope, you don't need that for a network. The CIV address is for serial connections.
Okay, it was a checkbox, not a radio button. I was mistaken. This looks a lot like a radio button. I realize it's square shaped, but it doesn't check. It's just it blocks. It boxes in. Anyway. Okay, view. Cancel connection. Connect to radio. Let me know when you are ready.
Yep. Hang on. And
Christopher
there's
says you don't
already-
need to set CIV, so Christopher is correct as well.
And I'm going to change these both to UDP. I had them set on both because I couldn't remember what they were.
Thump, if it was easy, we wouldn't do it on Nuggets. Actually, you know what? We need to do a Nuggets episode of remote controlling your FTDX 101.
With Thump on it. So then I can
Yeah, I think
sass
it's-
him, so I can sass him.
Right? I think it's just like install software connect, which is kind of what we're doing here. Nice. Quindar tones on your hotspot. Like 6 people in the chat are going to get that reference.
Okay. Hit it.
Let's see if I can find it.
Down at the
Having
bottom
one
of the thing.
screen is weird. Well, no, I had to find the screen itself. I had to find the screen itself, Jim.
Okay.
You finished my sentence. It's like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids. It's not giving me much information. Oh, no, it connected.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, Steve and I were talking about this before the show, and both of us were entirely too lazy to look up the ports. And I said, I think it's 50,000, 1 and 2. And Steve's like, oh, yeah, I think that's right. And then so that's what we guessed and whiffed that.
So we are currently, does anyone use Ham Radio Deluxe? Jim, you use Ham Radio Deluxe.
I do.
Yeah.
Adam, how are you, buddy?
So we are currently looking from my computer in Wisconsin. Well, okay, let's start at the very beginning. My laptop is remote controlling via VNC, which is a slow remote control protocol. My Raspberry Pi, which is sitting next to me, which is then going over satellite internet to some ground station somewhere, probably in Chicago, and then going through the regular internet to Alabama, to Jim's house, to connect to his ICOM 7610. And that's pretty quick update rates, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad. Now let me do this. Let me find the right cable. So I have a USB to HDMI adapter on my DVI to HDMI cable. Don't tell anyone that I'm using a HDMI to DVI adapter.
Uh-oh. Aiden, I am in the RV. Yes, sir. The house is sans furniture. There's one total chair in the house right now.
Now, can we add
That's
a
an
separate-
antique chair that we're gluing up.
Can I add another camera on here? Extra
Yeah,
camera.
present extra camera.
Yep. And share. Add to screen. There you go.
Excellent. So look at that. You can tell I'm a little delayed compared to you, but not enough to miss out on what's going on.
Yeah, but you also got a 26,000 mile downlink.
Yeah, like it. I've got a lot of slow factors here, but it's still like that's the amazing part.
So actually, you got more than that because it's. I'm guessing. I think they're in geosynchronous orbit, but they should be about 26,000 miles. So you've got 52,000 miles up and down to the satellite, and then to the ground station. Well, the satellite to the ground station in Chicago, and then over the regular wired internet here. Yeah.
Aiden, I do have a coax pass through in the RV, but nothing professional right now. It's going through the gas port. Okay, so now this is where the stream is going to get way off the rails, and hopefully it doesn't wind up taking us, because we're only a half an hour in and we're already done the easy part.
So Randall
Now I
said
have to
it's
figure
low
out
Earth.
How to
low
get the
Earth
audio
orbit.
chain. It is.
So
they're too low for geostationary is what
Yeah.
that alludes to,
yeah,
which is what
LEO
Jason said.
means like what, 300 or 400 miles instead of 26,000. So
Where did it go? Now, Christopher is right. And Christopher, I have no clue how to do this. I've never done this before. AF in and out of the Pi. So,
Don is sassing. No, Don, I don't have satellite internet because I have real internet.
me.
I had satellite internet when that crap was direct PC down and a modem up. That was painful.
Still better than AOL.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now you're gonna do FT8 on my radio. Is that what the plan is here? Because I think I think we can. Although, boy, oh boy, the timing's going to be interesting.
Well, we got 1 hour to win this because there's a stream coming on after this.
Right. Kyle is doing CW Ops, I think, or something. I don't remember.
Stop
Kyle.
screen. Present. Yes. Kyle is doing CW information. CW Ops is a club that will give you free CW training.
Okay.
Share screen. Window. This screen. Share. Okay, now, is there anything in here about Raspberry? Yes, we're reading the manual. I just realized that. Is there anything in here? Audio configuration, I guess. Windows virtual audio cable.
Christopher's smacking some knowledge
Uh-oh.
on you. I don't know if it's helpful.
So there's supposed to be a way to do a loopback audio connection inside of the Pi itself. And what we're going to try and do is just do FT8, which may make this harder or not. I don't know. Then harder than like SSB voice. One of the big problems with the Raspberry Pi is it doesn't have audio in. It only has audio out. You have to get a sound card dongle or something for it.
Yeah.
Which I have, but it's in the house. So sorry, there is a desk, 2 chairs, and a set of shelves in the house. Sorry. WFU has audio transport built in already. Okay, well, back to not reading the manual. Let's get that screen shared out again. Present, share screen, window, this one, share. Okay. So let's assume that it's already there. And let's do WSGTX download.
I assume you wanted that on the screen. You said share, but it wasn't actually
the Raspberry Pi thing. Yeah. So StreamYard on a single screen, and I'm giving you guys way more information than you need to know. But when I click share, it pops that screen into the foreground in focus and hides the StreamYard screen. And StreamYard, like 2 months ago, used to automatically, by default,
all the time,
start sharing right away, whether you wanted it to or not. So like you share a browser window that's got pictures of your grandkids in it, and that wasn't what you wanted to do. You just wanted to get the window shared and then change pages. Now it'll share it without popping it up for all the viewers at home to see. So sudo apt install wsjtx. I'm going to install the version out of the app repository, which I think is 2.4, which will be fine for what we're doing tonight, I believe.
Look at this fabulous tumbler. You got your tumbler with you?
I do, because I am a team player. I showed up for work today. I forgot to make the stream public, but I showed up for work today.
Ronald is asking, and I don't think it is that a combo jack on the Pi? Any outie? A 4-pin?
No. It is a 3.5 millimeter 4-way TRRS jack, yes, but it is left channel out, right channel out, video out, and ground. It's composite video. Unless they remove the composite video and then it's just, dead air.
Composite
Switch
video.
mode.
GeoCities called for that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Settings. Let's do KM9G. Let's do EN35. I'm not going to know my grid here pretty soon. Audio. None of those make any sense to me. So that's the HDMI ports. That's the headphones that aren't plugged in. Speak, sample, lav, audio, stereo, monitor. Okay, so we got to go back to WFView and see if it has like enable audio or something. Radio server? No. Experimental?
Probably radio. What's radio settings or user interface?
This is radio settings.
Yep.
Did Christopher drop any more knowledge on us?
I haven't seen it.
An appeal to heaven.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
What did he say?
Add a 2 in there for a second one. Set the audio devices in WFView to that.
Translate that.
Go back to your radio settings and click that mod input drop down or the data mod input. Okay.
This is the settings inside your radio, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm watching. I'm waiting for more knowledge to drop. Audio in, out on radio access, then add the virtual sound card. So you're on the right screen.
Add the virtual sound card. USB stream, also output. I am not seeing it.
Check your screen here. Christopher's giving us more info.
Radio access, there is audio devices. Okay. Load module null, sync name, vert sound card. Okay, so that is Arch Linux commands, right, Christopher? I'm on Debian system. Oh, the delay. Yes. Radio access. Okay, let's go back to the Pi. Radio access. Yeah, okay, that's where we were. So I think I need to install that virtual audio driver that he's talking about.
Yeah, like a virtual cable or something like that. For
Christopher, if you want to join, I'll let you in.
Yeah, the equivalent of VBR.
Just say the word.
Christopher,
Virtual sound card.
Hit me up in Discord, and I will send you the link if you want to join us. We require you to have a shirt on. Pants are optional as long as the camera stays up.
Just sit. Yes.
Yeah, stay seated.
All right, I'm going to close WFView for now. I'm going to close WSJTX.
He said he can, but we shouldn't make it too easy.
Okay. All right. I'm game.
See, I already would have bailed. I would have. Christopher, come on, get on here.
I tried.
Having Christopher on is like looking it up in the manual.
That's okay. We can rename Christopher Manuel.
Manuel. Oh, that was a great movie.
Vish.
You remember that movie?
Not top of my head.
The Boys of Summer.
Ah, okay.
With Joe Mantegna.
I haven't seen it that I remember.
Oh, it was a baseball movie. I
don't see a virtual audio.
Never mind. No one cares about baseball movies. I do, but the Russian team kept referring to Manuel Say and their new coach kept wanting to know, where the hell is Manuel at? I want to talk to Manuel right now. It's funny in the movie. Scott saw it. It was a great movie. I loved it. That was funny.
I am not seeing a Raspberry
Chris
Pi
said it's
OS
already
or
installed. It's just loading a module into Pulse Audio.
Okay.
And then
unfortunately, I can't copy and paste that. What were you saying, Jim? KCTO?
He said PACTL and PACMD is used to control the Pulse Audio sound server.
Ah, okay. I thought it was Pac-Man, which is the Arch Linux thing. Okay, this one here. Let's try that.
Well, can you do an LS mod and see if you see it that way? It should be if it's installed, or an INS mod.
INS mod inserts it, LS lists it, and we're looking for Vert sound card. All right, PACMD, load module, null, sync. Unfortunately, I can't copy and paste this. It's a bug in StreamYard.
It's not a kernel module. It's just a nice name. You can name it anything. It's a shared object library.
Is that going to work?
Do you want to keep that? Are you reading off that comment? Do you want it to go
Yeah,
away,
I just finished typing it, and
okay.
I did it. It worked. Now let's try WFU again. And I lost my window. I lost my focus.
No output equals good. So, yeah.
All right. It's trying to connect. I would like to see some more status on the trying to connect screen.
Yeah, it just kind of sits there for a hot second.
Because this looks exactly like I ain't got no connection. Radio status, not connected. Cancel connection, connect to radio.
You can also look at that log, Steve, over there to the left. Yep.
Connection error 148. Unknown. Nice. Connection error unknown. Thank you.
No host name given. Did it not save your radio setup?
Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay. Settings. Radio access. It did not save it. Oh, there was a save settings button. I didn't do it. feplabs.ddns.net.
Yep.
Steve and Roger. Beep. Bang.
Save
Sample
settings.
rate. Yeah. And we're connected. Okay, that was what it was. It didn't save the settings.
Didn't save settings. Check your audio devices now.
Audio output. I am not seeing anything that jumps out at me.
Christopher said, check the sound devices. You can do another one for RxTX, but you might need to chuck a 2 in there. You will still need to set the sound devices in radio access and the virtual sound in WSJTX, but you will need 2 virtual sound cards. Add another one. So what you just did, you need to make another one anyway.
Okay, let's exit out of this, and we've saved the settings this time. Oh, de-ice. So I spelled it wrong. There's that. PA command, load module null sync name, virtual sound card, sync. I did that one wrong too. You know, it's supposed to give me an error when it doesn't do these things right.
That's, Christopher said no
2.
output. It should be working. He's going to check it locally too.
2.
Christopher, I think what happened is Steve had a typo and
Yeah.
it didn't bitch at him, which is why it didn't show up because it didn't create it.
Okay, we auto-connected. Radio settings, radio access. There it is, virtual sound card for output. Virtual sound card 2 for input. Configuration, settings, KM9G, EN35, audio. Oh,
Hey, Yusuf, Metro Atlanta.
Did I do that
Hams
right?
In the house.
input, yes. Well, once you know that magic sauce for the command, thank you, Christopher. This is amazing.
And then make sure you flip it in WSJTX.
Okay.
Right, because your mic becomes your speaker and vice versa.
Radio is IC 7610.
Yusuf, what we're doing is Steve is installing, and everybody else who has joined and has missed the introduction, Steve's installing WF View on his Raspberry Pi in Wisconsin, and he is attempting to remote into my 7610 and drive it from up yonder. Christopher's saying hamlib net rig control,
Okay, so I need to enable rig control.
not 7610.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because it's got to package everything.
Let's try both of those things.
He said, no, not 7610, radio server. Oh, no, sorry, external control. Rig control D. The D stands for demon.
All right, so there's that. And then this is localhost. Cat. Data packet, fake it, test.
You don't have your rig control working yet. What are your options for virtual serial port there, Steve?
Set them up. That's what I did.
Okay.
So we can come back here.
Don't need a virtual serial port. Okay.
No, you don't need it. You shouldn't need it. I wouldn't say you don't need it.
Make sure you save.
Test cat again. No change. Colon 4533. There we go. All right, Jim, I'm going to test PTT.
Do it. Yep. Yep, you're transmitting.
Excellent, and I should be untransmitted now.
Correct.
Oh, and my screen size is too small. There we go. Okay, what does my waterfall look like? Nothing. Because I'm probably not on the right... Nope, I'm on the right frequency. All right, so now I think we need to switch those audio devices in the other direction.
Yeah, we're receiving.
This is pretty slick.
Man, if we see a decode, I'm going to about pee my pants. Or
Well,
just
I'm not
'cause
seeing any
old
activity.
and I might need to pee my pants anyway. Yeah, see, we're getting traffic because I'm seeing it here. Do you want me to change bands and jump over to 40 or 30?
I should be able to do all of that from here. Let's try that.
There's traffic right there, buddy. I mean,
That's
you're not
not-
getting decodes yet, but that's...
So I'm seeing it in WF View, yes. But in WSJTX, no.
Yeah.
So if I go into WSJTX and I change to... I'm going to change to 40, but I'm not going to transmit. You should see it at 40 on your radio. I'm going to change it back to 20. So those commands are working. I can even hear the relays clicking from here.
Yep.
So why are we not getting audio?
Izzo.
What's up, Izzo?
Christopher, it already is set to USB mod. Because that's how I drive it. Same way.
Settings, radio settings, data mod input, USB. It should on your screen on your radio, it should say USB D or data or whatever it says.
Yep, you have changed it to USB from LAN. Yep. On data 1.
Okay.
Actually, all three of them are USB now. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.
It should, in theory, unchange when I leave.
So when I go to play FTA later and it's not working. Okay. I'm just about, Steve and I were talking about this before the show. I'm getting close to deciding to sell the 7610. I mean, I have an old Flex. Ape mocked me for buying an old out of production Flex, as you all know.
Your Flex is twice as good as Ape's Flex.
Right. But I'll be honest with you, man, the software for the Flex is jam up. And even though I have an old Flex, it's a dream to work with. The software is really good. I don't want to take anything away from WFU or SDR Control or the other stuff that works with the ICOM, but the Flex software is just, it's jam up. And the guy who wrote most of it wrote SDR Control as well for the ICOM. But
Now we're having trouble connecting.
oh God, Don just agreed with me. He said anything 6000 series Flex is great. Thank you, Don. Yeah,
We're getting packet
I enjoy
loss.
it. Ape gave me no end of grief on it, but it still radios.
You know what-
Freaking fine.
You know what that means, Jim.
I know. What?
He's jealous.
I'm afraid. Oh, he wants to be like me when he grows up. I'm seriously thinking about selling the 7610 and then taking the cash and buying either a new Flex or a Flex amp or something. I don't know.
I am no longer connecting, Jim. What'd you do?
I haven't done anything. I'm just sitting here carrying on in the chat. You're on a wired connection, no Wi-Fi.
It realizes that it's connecting to a 7610 because I never told it it was a 7610.
And I don't think there's any way I can look at a status on this and show.
Oh, well, those are backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me.
Oh, and now I'm connected? No? Yes?
Are you or aren't you?
It says disconnect from radio, which I clicked by accident.
Oh.
Whoops, never mind. Yeah, I was connected and then I disconnected by accident. All right, now I'm connected again. Okay, good. And I realized in radio settings, this is why we always tell you, like, go back and check your settings. I know you did it right the first time, but go back and check it anyway. I had the sound cards both set to the same sound card, which may or may not have been a problem. So let's go back into WSJTX and see what it thinks.
You people in the chat.
Oh,
Killing me, Smalls. Look at that.
oh,
son. I
did you
gotta
pee
go
your
change-
pants?
I got to go change pants right now.
Jim, it depends.
I see what you did there. I'll be right back. Actually, I need to refresh my beverage.
Decodes! Holy
Sweet
moly.
Christmas.
So I can't transmit while Jim is away. So hurry up, Jim.
Why can't you transmit? Because the control operator's not
The
here.
control operator must be present. I'm going to be using my call sign on your radio, or should I change that to your call sign on your radio?
No,
How's
use your
how's
call
that
sign.
work?
I don't know. I'll be right back. Please stand by.
Okay. Standing by. Operators are standing by. Check this out. So see if you guys... What happened there? Hang on. That was weird. Okay. See if you guys can call CQ on 20 meters and be heard in Alabama. And if you are heard, then we will see you in the window there. That back up. Oh, this single screen thing is for the birds. I don't know how Ape does it. Ape does a live stream with a single screen the entire time. Let's go into settings. I need two things in settings. My favorite setting is prompt me to log QSO. And then back in general, I need blank line between decodes so I know when it's actually going to stop. Undecode session and start the next one. And if you see your call sign in the decode window, because you know your call sign better than I do, shout out in the chat and let us know. Well, let me know, because Jim disappeared. All right, welcome back.
Ooh. The elixir.
All right, Jim's back. Let's call CQ.
Now, Don said you're the control operator. And I wonder.
I'm not physically present. Yeah, I can see that. Like, a repeater owner doesn't have to be physically present.
I don't know. So if I'm on a repeater and make it go stupid, I'm not responsible. I mean, I guess I can't be really, unless I'd have to be able to. Hell, I don't even know who the repeater owners are.
I should. Well, you can look it up by call sign, and it'll give you the information. The repeater operator is the one you call when the repeater goes stupid, and that person should have the ability to remotely power it off. This is honestly the first time I've remote controlled a radio that I didn't own, that wasn't in the same room as me.
And the beauty.
Well, no,
of
I've
this is
remote controlled my own radio from across town.
we can do this. Well, they're so close together. The antennas for the radios are only about 40 or 50 feet apart. The 7610 is on a DX Commander Classic, and the Flex is got two antennas. It's got a NFED 9-to-1 random wire and a DX Rapide. But they're so close together, they will kind of...
Now, if I was smart, I would have had my radio set up and not in the car, and then I could contact myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to take forever.
Jason, I guarantee you that I will be cheaper than remote ham radio, and you'll get results commensurate with that rate.
Undisclosed rate, so still anybody's game.
Right.
So now I have to work all states and DXCC from Alabama.
Now, can you, Jason's saying powered off, or Christopher's saying, can you hit the power off? Does it power off remotely? I think it does.
Can I power off your radio? Let me finish checking the maps.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess I can do that too, because I already have done the maps. Nobody's calling me.
Have you tried to transmit? Go ahead and...
I have.
Do it again.
I've done 4 cycles.
Well, I wasn't here.
This is the 5th cycle. It should be transmitting now.
There's nothing.
Okay, let's Alt TX, go back into settings.
Yeah, we're not getting any
Audio
modulation.
is fine.
That's right, Joe Brett. I'm going to have an only hams.
Okay, so your radio should be PTT right now.
Yes, it is PTT.
Okay, but no modulation.
No,
that would be a WF.
QO239 explosive space modulator is not working.
Hey, Marvin.
That's right. Joe Brett, this is my preview. This is like Instagram. I'll give you a preview of my only hams page, man. Woo. Hit tune, Steve. See what she does.
All right, let's go back into here. Tune.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, so that's a WFU setting.
Yeah.
Radio settings, modulation input, data mod input is USB like it should be. Or should it be LAN?
It should be LAN. Because you're not coming in over my USB port. You're coming in over the network port.
Right, okay, so WSJTX, tune button.
I should have caught that.
Anything?
You did it earlier. Yes, sir.
All right. Progress has been made.
Nope, it's LAN, Christopher. Because he's not on my USB port. He's coming in through the internet through my LAN port. I'm not running anything locally on my PC. And we completely brain farted on that because I looked at the mod inputs. And
Yeah,
they were
we
all
talked
set
about
to
it.
USB. Yeah, I'm like, wait a second, you're not coming in on USB. I see you using my business, man.
I haven't been heard yet.
Well, I think my DX Commander's a little sketch right now. Anyway, you may want to try 30 or 40.
Okay.
You are putting out. I mean, it's showing.
For a good time call. So if you look at your radio now, what's the SWR look like?
1.44
Yeah, it's not terrible.
and 105 watts of power.
105. Okay. I'm going to halt that.
they
You said
put
30
10
is
on
better?
that knob for a reason, people. I'm just saying. What's that, Steve?
Well, you pay
Todd
$3
said-
grand for a radio.
That's right. Todd said you showed up on Ham Alert. So
Okay.
you are being seen. You are being
So
seen.
stay on 20 or move?
Mock's next to me, dude.
Okay, let's stay on 20. Enable TX.
If you're showing up on Ham Alert, that means you're being spotted. Did you not
So
show
my-
up on PSK?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't showed up on PSK Reporter yet. No, I got one. I don't know why, but Chrome over VNC is super slow when the Raspberry Pi is headless. Hide faint monitors. Hide monitors no report.
Hey, James, how are you, man? TO is remoting into my radio, James. We're using WFU that he compiled on the Pi. I've made the network changes here to allow Steve to remote into my radio. And he is now running FT8 from my 7610 in Alabama, and he's in Wisconsin.
So the next thing I need to do is I need to synchronize my clock. Because my time is a little off. Almost 1 full second.
Now, Jody just made an interesting point. Did we talked about this the other week, too. I remember this conversation, kind of. The Pi needs some HDMI dummy plugs to enable the GPU for Chrome to be responsive. And I think it was Jody that told us that.
We did. We tried a couple of things last week. I think James told us to edit the DT overlay or something in the config.txt on the boot partition. That didn't work, though. That made things go real sideways. Let's see.
It's because Chrome is trying to use all the memory on the VNC client machine, too.
Okay, time is sunked. Oh, Don is trying to reach me. What does WSJTX do when you change the clock out from underneath of it?
I don't know. I would assume it just adjusts itself on the fly to the new time, right?
Well, I'm still getting the same DT.
Don, what antenna are you on right now? Are you on a beam? A Yaji? Or a DX Commander? What you on?
A Yaji. This is pretty cool.
Todd said it just adjusts. He did the same thing the other day on POTA. Yeah. EVHW. I think he meant F. Infed half wave at 35 feet.
Keys are close enough on the keyboard. I'll get
Yeah,
in
that's,
that.
that's why I looked down. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, they're right close to each other.
That's what I do all the time now. It's like, what did you say? Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Well, that's like any conversation with Chuck in chat. Bless his heart.
Yes.
The man cannot type. That's right, Jason. I forgot Mr. Uda. Everybody forgets Mr. Uda.
Oh, look at that splatter. Let me fix that splatter, Jim. That's horrible. Why didn't you tell me about that?
Well, let me switch over and see what your ALC looks like.
Oh, I can see it in the waterfall.
Well, that's not letting me change the meter. There we go. That was weird.
I'm going to go down halfway.
All right. Give
to
me a tune
start.
up.
There we go. It's still splattering.
You're less than a quarter on the meter.
I want to be 0. There we go. That should be good. Nope. Nope. I'm looking at the waterfall on your screen.
I think it's picking up your microphone too, Chief.
Testing, testing, testing. Well, it's not
No.
transmitting right now.
Yeah, key down. Put it in tune and talk.
Adjust the transmit receive latency. Christopher, you must use this WFU a lot. Transmitting now. Transmitting. Transmitting. I don't know. I don't know.
It's not you, but it's doing some
Is it
weird
Is it you?
pulsing things. Son, I'm not even connected to it.
No, I mean, is it picking up the microphone from the room?
No, because I've got the hand mic
What?
on it. It's not going through the mix or anything like that. It's on a hand mic. See, I see a solid. I think it's picking up something off your stream. That's weird.
All right, I'm going to mute.
Yeah, it's still doing it. There's a break in your transmit. Well, look
All
at
right.
my screen. Shoot, you can see what it's doing. Hang on.
Yeah, I
forgot
can
we
see
had
it.
This.
All right, so let's move you up there, and then let's do that, which makes that big, and let's
Ooh, that's cute.
remove that. What was cute? Having the WSJTX and the
Yeah,
7610
It was like kind of badass.
like that.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was transparent here for a second. I thought that was a thing.
I would probably me removing it while you were staring it down. Okay, so I'm going to take the power output all the way off on my side and hit tune. So I'm putting out no modulation, but I do have key down.
See. It's not until I don't. It may not be the mic, but something's pulsing it.
Yeah, it's not me. Nice. Okay, let's pull the power back up. Go back to calling CQ. See what happens.
Yeah, Jody, it's what I'm thinking. It's the audio processing and the Pi's eating this thing. Christopher said the same thing. Missing audio creates a sharp line down to 0 like a square wave.
All right, VE1. Yes, gas station Starlink. That is absolutely true. I keep getting one-way transmits. This is like the fastest Nuggets episode ever. We got WFU downloaded, installed, compiled, one hiccup fixed, and running and connected in 30 minutes. And then an additional 30 minutes, we got the virtual audio drivers connected. Thank you, Christopher. And WSJTX up and running. And I am being heard. Not being heard well, but I'm being heard. Your machine, I'm going to switch this to 30 meter. Because you said 30 was better?
Yeah, usually is.
Tune that up.
1.19.
And then we're going to call CQ.
1.21 gigawatts.
Check my Pi CPU load. Why, certainly I can.
Oh, that wasn't a message. Okay. I thought, geez, if you just got a pop-up that said check your Pi CPU load, no wonder we're having problems.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so James asked a question, and I answered him in the chat, but let me say it on here. So ICOM sells a product for about $130 called RSBA1. RSBA1 works. It is, however, to quote our friend the primate, a piece. You can imagine what we think it's a piece of. It's convoluted. I don't know that you can get WSJTX working with it remotely. I might have done that. I don't remember. Not been a fan. For voice, it would be okay, but it's also $130. This is free. So
Yes.
your mileage may vary. And if you're remote controlling a 705, a 7610, a 9700, and now a 7300 via USB, SDR control by Marcus Roscosh is $150 for the Mac version and $50 for the tablet version, and it's a way much better program than our SBA one by far. This is free, so as I've said, there's 100 ways to remote your radio. Plus, you can do what I originally did, and that's remote into a PC that's connected to the radio. And I would use Ham Radio Deluxe. So I would turn on my power supply with my Amazon device, and then Ham Radio Deluxe on the PC over USB would turn on the radio. And then I was remoted into that PC, and that's how I drove the radio. So there's easily 20 ways to remote in. The software is really nice, though. And this is decent for free software. I ain't got no complaints.
Jim, can you unscrew the mic on your 7610?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be getting that kind of splatter on the waterfall. What about the KFJ RigPi? MFJ RigPi. Ron, I have one of those. I have to play with it, though. I have to get started with that. That should be another Nuggets episode. All right, let it go into transmit mode again. We're transmitting currently. Where is that audio coming from?
We think that's network stuff, dude.
Lost packets while it's stuck in transmit?
Yeah. This is UDP over the internet. So UDP is connectionless. It just basically blasts the packets and Hail Mary, sweet baby Jesus, maybe it'll work. Which is what you use for VoIP and for streaming is also UDP, and that's essentially what you're doing. But you can also go a lot faster with UDP than you can with TCP. So
Okay, so ALC is no longer high, and we're still getting it.
yeah, ALC is not your problem.
I did have it at full blast, and now it's at 3. You're getting AL now, and I'm not even transmitting.
I'm not getting ALC here.
Now you got it. Now you don't. Now you don't. Don't. My microphone audio is not coming through my Pi anyway. I don't even know why I'm trying to talk into my microphone like it's me.
No, I don't think it's your microphone. No, switch back over to WFU. Let's put it up on the big screen.
Well, Jason's suggesting that I change my audio settings. AV jack. So it's set to AV jack, and that's the only choice. So I don't have any HDMI screens plugged in. Okay, so you wanted me to bring back WFU, Jim?
Todd and I were sharing a network joke. Yeah, bring in your WFU screen. Let's pull up that log and see if it's telling us anything. Yeah, because Christopher's going where I'm going. You're just missing audio packets, and that's what we're doing.
It sounds good to me. So you want to see log.
And Scott, we're on 3K bandwidth, so I don't think it's a filter. There's no... AGC is on fast. No noise blanking, no noise reduction.
Yeah, so I'm getting lost packets.
Yeah.
So the WSJTX signal itself, when I am personally transmitting, is 50 hertz wide. And then you see the blast out to full 3K bandwidth spikes that you see sideways on the waterfall display. And they're happening in WFU as well as on the screen of the radio. And it's making it hard for me to receive data in return. Like right now I'm transmitting, and you can see the spikes on the WFU screen.
Christopher is saying bump up your delay.
Where is delay? Settings, radio access. RX
Probably
latency,
that-
TX
yeah.
latency.
Yeah.
$346. Well,
Okay,
let's
maybe
go
not-
full.
Maybe not quite. Really? Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
what
let's
the
go
hell? Do it all the way. Go
binary
ahead.
search, man.
Right. Exactly what I was going to say.
Because it was at 150, which was
Right.
1/3, and 500 is 3/3. I know math
Bring
on
it-
stream. Don't quote me on
Yeah.
that.
Bring it up to something above the round trip time, maybe a half a second or so. So we're in the ballpark anyway. Of what Christopher said.
It's still there.
I don't know. It looks maybe a little more stable. That's right, Jody and Todd. Dad
This-
jokes.
Those signals are not coming in strong on my side. Like they should be much better than light blue.
Okay, let's hold on a minute. Unkey.
Hang on, let me get back to that screen. All right, done. I saw that.
How about that?
They're brighter.
Yeah, they're coming in.
What'd
way
you do?
better here. I tuned it.
You just ran the tuner? Okay.
Yeah. Now your gain's up about 40% or so, 45%. Your receive gain.
All right, I'm being heard better on 30. But I haven't been heard for like 4 minutes. Huh. Okay, so the latency isn't helping much. So I'm going to go and change it in the other direction. Settings, radio settings. No latency. And I don't know if that's an instant change anyway.
Yeah, Christopher, you need more, not less. 30 milliseconds latency is not going to.
Yeah, we tried 500. It didn't make any difference.
And let's kill WFU and refire everything. Because
Okay.
he's not sure if it's going to change that right away.
Disconnect,
DC and reconnect, yeah.
exit.
Bill's calling you on 30. Keep calling him, Bill.
Bill, I'll be there in a second. Okay, so cancel connection means connection in progress.
Yes.
Connect means nothing is happening. Disconnect means I am connected. All right, I am connected. And this is with the 30 millisecond delay. Nope, this went back to 150 because I didn't save it. Crap, hang on. Where did it go? Yeah, okay, so let's switch that to that. Okay, I got that backwards again. I didn't save the settings last time, so we lost our audio connection.
James, that's right. This is a very long USB cable. Christopher said go to 500. You're spinning your wheels there at 30.
Okay, we'll go back to 500. Save settings.
Those are, make sure you save that. When you come back in, those sliders are not equalizer sliders, Shane. Those are the sliders for different settings. They do look like equalizers, though. When he gets back in, when he'll show you. I assume, Shane, you're talking
the middle?
about these right here. Yeah.
This
So
is
let's-
RF, AF,
Yeah.
squelch, TX. Why is TX down? Mic, reference, length, LEN, length, top, bottom. Okay, let's check out the settings.
Ref tops and bottoms are changing your waterfall settings. So you can jazz up that waterfall a little bit better.
Jazz hands.
Yes, it does look like an equalizer. Absolutely, Shane. I don't disagree with you.
All right. So now I'm getting signals again. Good. Tune. Enable. Calling CQ. All right, I'm coming for you, Bill.
You're
See now, yeah, I'm only getting the blips. So the delay was on. That was the right direction to go, but 500 is too much. Let's try 400. Oh, you know, it needs to update when I'm doing the slide. As I move the slider, it doesn't update the number.
Yeah, that'd be a programming anomaly.
You wouldn't be trying to imply it's a bug, would you?
It's an undocumented feature.
When am I transmitting again? Couple of seconds. Transmitting. Yeah, I'm not getting the whole transmit out.
Man, that's worse than it was.
I'm going by hundreds.
Yeah. Christopher's saying you can just disconnect and reconnect down the bottom. I think this is why I use Mumble and not WFU's audio transport. I got a 4x9 plus 10 report because of those skips. Very possibly.
All right.
Jody.
I canceled connection in the middle of a transmit, and then I reconnected, and it reconnected just fine. Okay. Bill, I hear you. Okay, so 300's better.
Yeah, that's less so.
So I'm going to go back to 200 now. I think we started at 150.
Yes. Now Joe Brett's trolling you, son.
Oh, what's Joe Brett saying?
This would be much better on Win 11.
Oh, yeah, because Joe Brett and I had a little inside conversation about that. When I was testing the Zygu VG4 antenna, I spent about a half an hour trying to get Windows 11 to do WSJTX. And then I went and used my Ubuntu machine, and it worked fine.
I think Bill just put a hit out on you or something, son. You are snake bit. And I mean Bill Gates.
I tried all of your suggestions, and they didn't work either.
I got 3 machines here running 4, 5, 6, I don't know, I've lost count, running Windows 10 or 11.
No, Windows 11, running WSJTX with working audio.
Right here, this machine that I'm talking to you on right now.
And was that an upgrade, or was that a straight brand new Windows 11 install?
It was an upgrade from 10.
Okay. That's probably why. Windows 11 added audio enhancements, and now there is audio. There's sound cards for sound and sound cards for communication. Yeah, I'm just saying that there's new features between 10 and 11. And if you had a working 10, it's not hard to think you had a working 11. I've never had 10 installed. And there should not be 3 different control panels to go into for audio settings.
I'm not saying they got the world's greatest interface, because whoever wrote the sound interface was drunk or high or both. And if you're on the stream, I stand by that statement.
You owe us an apology if you're on the stream. Yes.
Yeah, really.
Bill, I am trying. It's still skipping.
Jody,
Settings.
thank you.
Jody!
I'll be your dancer for money.
Oh, an HDMI dummy. Nice. As opposed to a pacifier. Okay, so I was in the middle of changing that to 100. And obviously it's going to be the transmit latency anyway.
We are getting a 3-minute warning.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy.
Well, I think
Kelly.
we have shown that this is working. Oh, we're getting better. It's getting better all the time. Let's go down to 50. All right, we're transmitting again. Nope, same skips. Okay, so this is skips, and then the question is this going to be a Starlink latency problem, or is this going to be another kind of latency?
I don't think it's latency because it's too consistently inconsistent for latency. I mean, latency is latency, right? And your packets are either slow to arrive or not at all.
Right? Well, there's the out of order problem.
Yeah, and that could be the waterfall thing. I don't know. Hardware maybe would be my guess. If you were running this on something more than a Pi 4, the comments about the HDMI dummy load also make me wonder. And you're in this through VNC, which...
Oh, yeah, we're introducing all kinds of headaches, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But it's what we do on Nuggets.
Yeah. And it can be a combination of both things. See,
all right, well...
And you know, when you run from the Flex, that software, for one, is more polished, but...
Priority traffic in Starlink could have done it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things going on.
So what I will say is stay tuned in the Nuggets channel. As soon as the stream ends, I'm going to change my internet connection to 5G Ultra Connect and see if that's any better or any worse. But we've got 1 minute to go on the stream here. So at that point, I will say go take a look at Kyle AA0Z, Alpha Alpha 0 Zulu on YouTube and get your CW fix in because they're going to have their CW roundtable coming up next. Thank you all for being awesome. Thank you, Jim, for being here. Christopher in the chat, thank you for your audio help. I'm going to copy and paste that loopback audio device thing. I'm going to need that in the future. And with that, see y'all later.
Mañana, mi amigos.